Today, we will be discussing business ethics and their responsibility to the environment. After this presentation, I hope you have a better understanding of how business ethics connect to environmental responsibility and why that matters so much for both the planet and our society. Ethical responsibility in business starts with caring for the environment because a healthy planet means a healthier society and a better economy. You may have questions such as, what does environmental ethics have to do with business? What does it mean for a business to be ethically responsible? And why is that so important? Well, let's get into it. Let's start with, what is environmental ethics? Environmental ethics is basically about what's right or wrong and how we treat the planet, what we do or do not do, what we should or shouldn't do. Some examples of these responsibilities would include reducing pollution, conserving natural habitats and practicing animal rights, protecting animal rights, supporting climate activism, using natural resources responsibly, that kind of thing. Then we'll move on to how business and environmental ethics connect. They're connected because every business impacts the environment, whether through waste, resource use, or pollution. These ethics guide companies to operate in ways that protect the environment, comply with laws, and ensure long-term stability. Many companies today are judged not only by what they sell, but by how they treat the environment. By following environmental ethics, businesses can reduce risks like legal penalties, environmental disasters, and damage to their reputation with consumers. What does it mean to be ethically responsible? What would being ethically responsible in a business mean? Basically, being ethically responsible means making decisions and taking actions that are morally right and considerate to everyone involved. The stakeholders, which would be employees, consumers, things of that nature. And the way that they could do that is by supporting communities through volunteerism or charity work, treating employees fairly with safe working conditions and fair pay, taking accountability for their mistakes, minimizing harm to the environment in sustainable ways. Ethical responsibility isn't just about following the law, it's about doing what's right, even if no one is watching. Why businesses must prioritize environmental ethics. Businesses must prioritize environmental ethics because their operations directly affect the planet, our ecosystems, and the world we live in. Without proper ethical practices that prevent pollution, protect wildlife, and preserve natural resources, we can't ensure a healthy, balanced, and sustainable ecosystem for future generations. By enforcing these ethical practices, businesses reduce the risk of environmental disasters, build trust with consumers who value these ethics, and contribute to long-term sustainability by preserving the resources they depend on. What happens when businesses don't follow ethics? The impact on the environment and society would be severe. For example, pollution from factories could contaminate rivers, harming aquatic life and clean water supplies. Deforestation deforestation from unchecked logging or expanding agriculture could destroy wildlife habitats and worsen climate change. Overusing natural resources like water, gas, oil, and trees could leave future generations without what they need to survive. An example of pollution is going to be where they dumped things in Gastonia, North Carolina, back in the 1950s. There was a man named Mr. Hendricks. He would buy metal drums from industries back in the day. He would clean them out with water take that water, dump it out into the ground, compress the bins, and then go sell them at a scrapyard that was like on the North Carolina, South Carolina border. And what he ended up causing to happen for many, many decades was polluting the water, contaminating the streams. There's a stream, kind of like a river thing that runs back behind kind of where I lived and grew up. It also caused a bunch of health issues, concerns with, I think it was TCE that we were ingesting. A lot of bad chemicals and a lot of bad ways that it never should have been there to begin with, had Mr. Hendricks been practicing environmentally ethic business decisions. When businesses fail to follow ethical guidelines, these practices not only damage ecosystems, but also put human health, livelihood, and local economies at risk. In conclusion, business ethics and environmental responsibility go hand in hand. Understanding these ethics help us see how company decisions impact the planet and society. By acting responsibly, businesses not only protect natural resources and communities, but also build trust with consumers and ensure long-term success for their business. Environmentally ethical practices aren't just moral, they're essential for a sustainable future. Thank you.